I never thought the world of graphic design could harbor such darkness. It started innocently, as most things do. My name is Emma, and this is the unsettling tale of how a simple job turned into a nightmarish descent into terror. It all began when Max joined our design team at the agency. Tall, with a mop of unruly hair and an unnerving smile. He immediately struck me as odd. The office chatter whispered about how he had an uncanny ability to appear out of nowhere, like a shadow lingering where it shouldn't. Little did I know, the darkness that clung to Max was more than just an eerie presence. As days passed, Max's odd behavior began to surface. He would stand too close during meetings, his breath a cold whisper against my neck. Unsettled, I tried to brush it off as a mere quirk, a social awkwardness, but it escalated. One day I found a crude sketch on my desk. It depicted me, hunched over my computer with grotesque shadows enveloping me. A note accompanied it, written in jagged letters. "I see you, Emma." Fear knotted in my stomach, but I dared not voice my concerns. The lines between Max's obsession and reality blurred when he started incorporating elements from my personal life into his designs, things he couldn't have known unless he was stalking me online. The breaking point came when he cornered me in the office elevator. The doors slid shut and the confined space felt like a coffin. Max's eyes gleamed with an unsettling intensity. "You can't escape, Emma," he whispered, and the elevator jolted to life. I stumbled out, shaken as he chuckled ominously behind me. That night I received an anonymous email with a photo attachment. It was a picture of me, taken through my apartment window. Dread consumed me as I realized Max's obsession had transcended the workplace. He knew where I lived. Terrified, I reached out to the authorities, but they couldn't act without concrete evidence. Sleep became a distant memory as paranoia painted my world in shades of terror. Shadows seemed to whisper Max's name, and every passing figure became a potential threat. One fateful evening, as I fumbled with my keys at the front door, a voice hissed from the darkness. "I told you, Emma, you can't escape!" I spun around, and there he was, Max, his eyes gleaming with a madness that sent shivers down my spine. In a frantic escape, I raced through the dimly lit streets, Max's ominous laughter echoing behind me. Desperation fueled my every step as I reached the only place I thought might provide sanctuary, the office. I pounded on the locked glass doors, praying someone would hear. The building remained eerily silent, and just as I began to lose hope, the doors creaked open. The security guard, an old man with tired eyes, gestured for me to enter. "You're not the first," he muttered, locking the door behind me. He explained that Max had targeted others before me, leaving a trail of broken lives in his wake. The security footage revealed his sinister presence, confirming my fears. Max had vanished into the night, leaving only his chilling laughter behind. The police intensified their search, but Max remained elusive. Days turned into weeks, and the once vibrant colors of my life had faded into a grayscale existence. The sense of safety had become a distant memory. As I sat alone one night, contemplating the shadows that now haunted my every thought, a message flashed on my screen. It was an email from an anonymous sender, Max. The subject line sent shivers down my spine. "I'm always watching." The fear that gripped me finally transformed into anger. I decided I would not be a victim any longer. With newfound determination, I began to rebuild my life, embracing the support of friends and professionals who helped me navigate the aftermath of Max's torment. To those who might find themselves in a similar situation, I offer this advice. Never underestimate the shadows that may lurk in the corners of your seemingly ordinary life. Trust your instincts, speak out against discomfort, and seek help when you feel threatened. Darkness may try to consume you, but remember, there is always a way to reclaim the light. As for Max, his identity remains a mystery, a lingering shadow in the recesses of my past. But I refuse to let him define my future. The shadows may still whisper, but I've learned to drown them out with the vibrant colors of resilience and strength. The night was dark, and the highway stretched endlessly before us. My brother Jake and I were on our routine road trip, cruising through desolate stretches of road that seemed to go on forever. The only thing punctuating the darkness was the occasional flicker of our headlights. As we neared the edge of town, the Falgauginila flirting dangerously close to empty, we decided it was time to pull into the first gas station we stumbled upon. Little did we know that this seemingly routine pit stop would plunge us into a nightmarish ordeal. The gas station appeared like a lone sentinel in the night, its flickering neon sign barely illuminating the surroundings. We pulled up to a rusty pump, the air thick with an eerie silence broken only by the soft hum of buzzing insects. As I filled the tank, Jake headed inside to grab some snacks. I glanced around, the darkness feeling almost suffocating. That's when I noticed him. A shadowy figure leaning against a sleek BMW parked at the far end of the lot. His eyes bore into mine, and a chill ran down my spine. The flickering lights above cast sporadic shadows across his face, revealing a twisted grin that sent shivers down my spine. I quickly finished refueling and joined Jake inside, the unsettling encounter lingering in my mind. The gas station's interior was as eerie as its exterior. The dim, buzzing fluorescent lights revealed a cashier behind bulletproof glass who eyed us with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. As we browsed the aisles, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. The door chimed as a cold gust of wind swept in, and there he was, the shadowy figure from outside. He sauntered in, the twisted grin never leaving his face. The atmosphere in the convenience store shifted, a palpable tension settling in the air. The stranger approached, his gaze fixed on us. "Nice ride," he sneered, glancing towards our car through the grimy window. Unease crawled under my skin as I exchanged a wary glance with Jake. We paid for our snacks and hastily retreated to the safety of our car. As we pulled away from the gas station, the BMW roared to life behind us. Panic set in as the menacing stranger tailgated us, his headlights piercing the darkness like malevolent eyes. Our hearts raced as we navigated through winding roads, the relentless pursuit escalating into a high-speed nightmare. In a desperate attempt to shake him off, we veered onto an isolated road, surrounded by dense woods. The stranger followed, his BMW a relentless shadow on our tail. Panic turned to terror as he rammed into our car, sending us careening off the road. The car crashed into a tree, the impact jolting us violently. Dazed and disoriented, we stumbled out, only to find the stranger emerging from his BMW with a maniacal glint in his eyes. The chilling reality hit us. This wasn't a mere road rage incident. It was something far more sinister. With adrenaline coursing through our veins, we sprinted into the woods, the stranger hot on our heels. The darkness swallowed us as we raced through the trees, our breaths ragged and hearts pounding. The stranger's taunts echoed behind us, each step closing the gap. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, we stumbled upon an old, abandoned cabin. We burst inside, barricading the door behind us. Gasping for breath, we huddled in the darkness, the sound of the stranger's footsteps outside, sending shivers down our spines. Then, an unexpected silence fell. The footsteps ceased, and a bone-chilling voice whispered through the cracks in the door, "This isn't over." We waited in terrified silence until dawn broke, the first rays of light revealing an empty landscape. The stranger was gone, leaving behind a trail of fear and uncertainty. As we cautiously emerged from the cabin, the twisted events of the night replayed in our minds. The encounter had left an indelible mark on us, a constant reminder of the thin line between the familiar and the unknown. In the rearview mirror of life, there are moments that terrify and linger. When the darkness creeps in, seek refuge in the light. Not all encounters on the highway are mere chance. Some are harbingers of nightmares that can only be escaped with courage, quick thinking, and a dash of luck. The road may stretch endlessly, but remember, not all who wander are lost. Some are just trying to outrun the horrors that lurk in the shadows. I never thought a routine late-night commute in Paris could spiral into the most chilling and harrowing experience of our lives. It was supposed to be a beautiful family vacation, exploring the enchanting city of lights. Little did we know that darkness would soon envelop our journey back to the hotel. As the night fell, the city's outskirts appeared more eerie and desolate. The metro station was nearly abandoned, whispers of a transportation strike leaving us stranded. We, a family of three, anxiously awaited the train, my wife clinging tightly to our daughter, Emily. The train arrived, its dim, flickering lights casting haunting shadows on the deserted platform. We found our seats, the air heavy with an inexplicable sense of unease. The rhythmic clatter of the train on the tracks was the only sound, resonating through the empty compartments. Then, a man entered our carriage, his presence unsettling. His eyes, shrouded by the brim of his hat, fixated on Emily. Discomfort gnawed at me, and I subtly positioned myself between him and my daughter. His gaze was predatory, his movements calculated, sending a shiver down my spine. As the train rumbled on, his proximity grew more suffocating. His attempts at conversation felt sinister, his words coated with malice. I tightened my grip on Emily, instinctively shielding her from his chilling advances. My heart pounded as I contemplated our escape. My wife, sensing the tension, held Emily closer. Panic surged through me, realizing the dire vulnerability of our situation. Suddenly, the train screeched to a halt, the carriages bathed in darkness. The flickering lights gave way to a consuming blackness, a silence so thick it suffocated. Panic surged among the passengers, trapped in this claustrophobic void. In that chilling darkness, a faint sound echoed, a sinister chuckle that pierced the silence. The man's voice, closer than before, sent terror coursing through my veins. "No need to be afraid," he murmured, his breath chillingly close. With trembling hands, I fumbled for my phone, its feeble glow offering a glimpse into the horror that surrounded us. The man was inches away, his intentions no longer veiled. My voice quivered as I demanded he stay back, desperation coating every word. In that moment, the lights flickered back to life, revealing the man vanishing into the abyss of the carriage. Our hearts raced, the terror still fresh in our minds as the train resumed its journey. Arriving at our stop, relief washed over us. We rushed off the train, our breaths ragged and hearts pounding. I held my daughter close, my wife's eyes mirroring the horror we had narrowly escaped. As we stumbled into the hotel, the realization of how vulnerable we had been hit me like a ton of bricks. The familiar safety of our room offered little solace. That night, sleep eluded us, the chilling encounter haunting our thoughts. My advice, from the nightmare we endured, is to always stay vigilant, especially in unfamiliar surroundings. Be prepared for the unexpected. Safety in unfamiliar places is a treasure worth prioritizing, and the darkness holds more than just shadows. It conceals unspeakable terrors.